back to my channel. It has been ages since I've actually had a chance to do a vlog. Obviously I was doing Vlogmas, I was heavily pregnant. They were the last ones that I've done. You might be able to hear our little boy in the background. Yeah, and then I just kind of, around Christmas time, I was just knackered. Like, I was done with doing vlogs and stuff for a while. And then we've had Toby. I gave birth to Toby on the 18th of January, and it has just been a wonderful whirlwind since. He's 7 weeks old now, and I just finally feel in a place where I've actually got a bit of time, where you know, he's happy playing, where I can record a vlog like now, edit one. So yeah, I wanted to tell my birth story because I love watching birth story vlogs. I did, yeah, I watched quite a few when I was pregnant. I'm really into hypnobirthing, so me and Jamie like try to watch positive birth stories, listen to positive birth stories. Yes we do, don't we? Yes we do. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, otherwise I'm going to sound really weird. Toby's having a little chat in the background. Yeah, so I wanted to tell our birth story. It was a really lovely positive birth. And I just hope that by telling positive birth stories, it makes people realise how you can have the birth you want. It's not scary, it's not like one born every minute. And you can make it like giving birth is one of the most special things you're ever going to do. And with all like the hypnobirthing techniques, it can just help it make it as special as possible for you. But this is also isn't a hypnobirthing tutorial, I'm just going to talk about our experience. Yes I am. So Jamie and I, with Henry, we had done hypnobirthing like throughout our pregnancy. We'd like practiced lots of the breathing techniques and all of those sorts of things. We were in a really good like frame of mind for going into our birth. And Henry's birth was quite tricky. So, you know, it was a long labour, I was absolutely shattered, and Henry's head was in a very good place, so like it was just all going quite slow. And then it kind of like there was a lot of difficult times towards when he was born. Although giving birth to him was the most amazing thing in line with Toby like I've ever done, actually the whole experience was a little bit traumatic, I think. Even though we did all our hypnobirthing things, and actually I think the hypnobirthing techniques made it a lot better than it would have been otherwise. But Toby's birth, on the other hand, was the birth we dreamed of. We'd actually planned to have a home birth because we'd had found it a little bit difficult when we'd had Henry. You know, like decisions had been taken out of our hands and it was very doctor-led. We thought if we have a home birth, then assuming all is well with Toby, we will just get to you know, relax, you know, just have a midwife come, you know, be in our own environment to make labour easier. And just relax and enjoy the experience. Obviously we're in the middle of a global pandemic, so unfortunately on the day that I went into labour, our hospital, because I live on the Isle of Wight, so we only have one hospital, our hospital said, you know, we can't cater for home births at the moment. No, they couldn't, could they? They had too many paramedics self-isolating. You know, it was when COVID got quite high on the island. The rates really like rose in the couple of weeks leading up to having Toby, and they were at quite a high point when we had him. But luckily I found out earlier on in the labour, so we just got our heads around it. We said, right, we're not going to have our home birth, but we're going to stay at home as long as possible to still have that home birth experience and just go in for the last little bit. I gave birth to Toby on the 18th of January, and on the Saturday I was 40 weeks plus 5. I was kind of expecting to go over because I did with Henry. I gave birth to Henry at 41 plus 2. Oh yes I did, didn't I? I did. So I was 40 weeks plus 5. Toby didn't really have, like, there wasn't really any signs he was on his way. And then on that Saturday I started having contractions during the daytime, but they were just kind of coming and going, no regularity. They were definitely contractions, you know, more than Braxton Hicks, but it was just, yeah, not really going anywhere. It was just quite relaxed. we, you know, still had Henry, so I was keeping busy with him. We just had a really nice relaxing day. And then Jamie in the evening suggested we watch our wedding video just to kind of get the oxytocin going, because like our wedding video has so many happy memories, lots of like laughs in the speeches, so you know, get the endorphins, get the oxytocin, get all the hormones ready, and it worked. So we watched our wedding video that evening. I think we like had some Prosecco, like alcohol-free Prosecco. We did. And then just as we were going to bed, labour started. It was probably about 11:30, 12ish, and it was at the point where I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep. So I got up, left Jamie in bed, because we learnt the lesson last time from Henry that like if Jamie can sleep, it's probably better that he does. Like, not in a selfish way at all, but like just in a, so he's as like energetic as we can be, because it's not just the labour that we've got to get through, it's the first few days of having a newborn too. It is. So yeah, so Jamie stayed in bed for a while. I came down and I actually on Disney Plus watched the Sunrise series with so it's got like Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom and Epcot, and it's like the sunrise coming over the park with nice relaxing music. So I just sat in the dark with that on my birthing ball, kind of, you know, breathing through the contractions. Yeah, so I did that, you know, kind of relaxed my way through it. Around 3 AM I think it was, I woke Jamie up. You know, I actually just think I phoned him. I was like, I can't walk upstairs. So I phoned Jamie and I said, you know, this is a bit too much for me to be on my own right now. Like, can you come and join me? So Jamie came down, you know, so we could breathe through the contractions together and just have that like company there. About 5 AM, I was like, these are getting quite regular now. They're every few minutes. Bear in mind though, this is only Sunday morning and I didn't have Toby till Monday. So every 3 minutes apart-ish. So we were like, right, you know, that's what they say, we'll go up to the hospital. So we went up to the hospital. To get checked out. They said I was 3 centimetres, so they said, you know, you're welcome to stay, go through your labour here. But I like wanted to go home. Like Jamie had to wear a mask in the hospital. And like, I knew from experience with Henry, that kind of clinical environment is not good for getting labour going, and especially with COVID. We wanted to be at home. So, especially as we were planning a home birth too, you know, home was a happy place. So we came home, Henry carried on staying with my dad and his wife. Yeah, so I had lots of baths. I ate as much food as I could. You know, like I'm quite sicky during labour, so you know, a bit of sickies. But yeah, on the whole, just relaxed at home, watched some films, had naps. It was so nice just being at home, because like in the hospital last time I just could not nap or anything like that at all. Like I wasn't comfortable enough. Whereas here I actually managed to nap, and like it was kind of like the contractions would give me a break. I can't remember the timings exactly, because you know, I didn't even look at my phone that day. Like it was just being in labour and, you know, getting ready to welcome Toby to the world, wasn't it? It was, and you were there too, even though you don't realise. So it was just kind of breathing through those contractions, kind of being there. By the time it was like early hours of Monday morning, there was no way I was sleeping. It was past that point. So like we kind of just went from being on the sofa to in the bath to back on the sofa again, and then it was about 6 AM on Monday morning, the day I had Toby. As I was getting out of another bath, I kind of just felt something change. Like I kind of felt like it, you know, like something's changed now, like it's time to get going. You know, I really feel like he's on his way. I did. So then I said to Jamie, you know, I think it's time to ring up the hospital and say we're going to head in. So that, yeah, about 6, half 6. By the time we left our house, it was about 7:30, and we live about half an hour away from the hospital. So we arrived on the labour ward at about 8 AM. They knew that we were planning a home birth and that we hadn't been able to have that. So they had their birthing. Yes, they did. They had their birthing pool room that was, you know, midwife led, and they had it all ready for us. They were absolute sweethearts. They helped us make the room as homely and as comfortable as we possibly could. So yeah, so we were there ready to have him, and then so yeah, by the time we settled in, it was probably, I don't know, so like 9 o'clock. I was still carrying on to breathing through the contractions, with Jamie's help. So yes, by the time they checked me, because Jamie had to have a COVID test as well, so he'd had that done, and then yeah, by the time the midwife said, oh, you know, let's check how many centimetres you are, contractions were still every like 3 minutes or so. It was probably got 9 o'clock, I would say. So she checked me and she said, oh, like you were 6 centimetres, so that was good. So she offered to fill up the birthing pool. And by the time the birthing pool was filled, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. So we got straight in, and oh my goodness, the relief of like being in the water was something else. It was so nice. I would recommend a birthing pool to anyone. It can be a thing that they say that you can't have one if there's any sort of risk, but it is really worth kind of looking into and actually questioning, well, you know, if I can't have one, why? Like, you know, is there an actual reason? Like, what are the odds? You know, if you look into hypnobirthing, it'll tell you all of this, but it's kind of like assessing those risks and what is the actual risk, because sometimes it can be caution for caution's sake, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I got in the birthing pool and it was absolutely amazing. It was just so relaxing. You carried on having my contractions. I'd been in there for 5-10 minutes or so, my waters went. So that was really cool, seeing that, like, it might sound a bit gross, but it was really cool seeing the waters like pop in the birthing pool, because like, yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, so that must have been about 10:15ish, and then all of a sudden I was like, he's about to come out. Like, I had the transition phase, so between labour, when you're dilated to 10 centimetres, when you're at 10 centimetres and you're getting ready to push, you go through something that's called a transition, and it's basic, like, it does, not everyone feels like this, but it kind of makes you feel like you can't do it anymore. And so in my mind, I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore, like I'm so done, like he just needs to come out now, I can't do it. And then I just like, well, actually no, I know what this is, I know this is the transition, he's on his way, like he's going to come out any minute now. And then all of a sudden I was like, I need to push, like he's ready, he's coming out. So the midwife was absolutely wonderful, and she was just like, well, you know, if you need to push, you follow what your body's telling you. So then, yeah, I pushed and followed the contractions, just carried on doing my breathing, had Jamie there to hold my hand, and yeah, just pushed out a little baby. And this little beauty was £9 and 13 ounces, which was way bigger than, like, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, if Paige is in a fairy tale, if you follow me on there you might have seen some bump pictures, and like my bump wasn't, like, I mean, I wouldn't say it was tiny, but like it wasn't big enough that you'd think that I was having a £9 13 ounce baby. But yeah, so yeah, I had this beautiful boy, got him out, cuddled him on my chest, just held him there for what felt like forever, and then probably because he's such a chunky monkey, he got hungry like straight away, so I latched him on. And I mean, I don't know if it's just because I've breastfed Henry, but like I did not realise that newborn babies could just latch on and feed so easily, but he just did it, didn't you, boy? You did. And like breastfeeding's just been easy ever since, like we have been lucky. Yes, we have, haven't we? But I don't know if it's just because he's such a greedy little boy. He was like, oh, I've got, oh, sorry, did I say you were greedy? Yeah, that like he just needed to be good at it. Yeah, so cuddled him in the pool for a long, well, it felt like a long time. But then I decided that I wanted to have the injection to get the placenta out, because by that point I was like, I just want to be enjoying my baby, like I don't want to be thinking about like pushing out a placenta. So got out of the birthing pool, had that, got the placenta out, which was ginormous as well, so I'm not surprised that Toby was so big. Midwife checked me over. I did need some stitches, which isn't as common with a water birth, from what they said, but because the doctor said he'd never even been in there before, who came and did my stitches for me. So I'm assuming it's not as common, or like water births just aren't as common. Hey. But he was a lovely, lovely doctor. But yeah, so I had my stitches done, and then fed Toby. Like, he just kept wanting to be feeding, so we kind of did that. And we were discharged at about 2:30, I think. And yeah, just brought our beautiful bundle of joy home, didn't we? And yeah, life's just been a wonderful whirlwind since. I am planning to do a vlog about what the first kind of, well, nearly 2 months of having a baby and a 2-year-old have been like. Yes, I am. Because it's been busy, I'm not going to lie, like it has been full on, but it has been so much fun, and like my heart has never been so full as it is now. Hey. Yeah, so I'm just really happy. I don't know why I'm getting all emotional. But yeah, so just, it was a wonderful birth. We had a wonderful midwife. Oh, I would recommend hypnobirthing, water births, home births to anyone. If you do have any questions, do pop them in the comments box, and I'll try, like, I'll reply to you, but I'll also try and put something in my next vlog about the first few like weeks, if there's any questions that could like really do a good chat about. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my vlog. Sorry if the baby noises haven't been quite what you'd expect from a vlogging video, but yeah, here's my beautiful boy. Let's see if he wants to show his beautiful face. Here's my Toby. Look how gorgeous you are, Toby. Hey, thank you for watching. Bye.